man, just chillin'. Spent years spinning my wheels and searching for a villain. For real, all I needed was a rhythm, a beat, a cell phone, a notebook, a feeling, a reason to relax, rushing through the past, anxious to the max.
Hey yo, and welcome to episode 9 of Limitless. Today we have a real special episode for you. We're making an anniversary present for my wife to celebrate our first year since getting married in Vegas. We've been together for 7 years now, and as you can imagine, I've engraved countless images on scraps of wood over the years. So I wanted to make something special this time around. I've been playing around with this Creality 3D scanner and thought an antique picture frame would be a good intro into modeling CAD surfaces around scan data. Here, I'm using the Creality software to create a mesh before exporting it to DesignX. Once inside the Geomagic reverse engineering software, I start by aligning my mesh. I messed this up a bit because I didn't leave a flat surface to use as a datum feature. I continue on figuring out how I'm going to model this, but we will see later the issues the alignment causes in the design. I decide to use just one section in the picture frame to get the texture into my design. After some additional cleanup, I create a CAD surface from the mesh and bring that into SolidWorks. Here, I lay the whole project out in a thick slab of ash I had laying around. After scaling everything around the wedding photo, I decided to do an extrude up to surface for the textured frame. I mirrored the extrusion and then aligned the scan data along the other axis to do the same thing. This is when I realized the alignment was off significantly because the ends of the scan data didn't come together quite right. I tried to do some fixing, but in the end, I just blended everything together with fillets. I figured I would lose a lot of detail machining this with a 1/2-inch ball end mill anyway, so it was worth the trial to continue going forward. I then began the CAM programming. I started by roughing it out with a 1/2-inch flat end mill and finished by surfacing with the 1/2-inch ball. Once the simulations looked good, I fired up the CNC and turned this dream into reality. Since filming this episode, I have revamped the dust collection system and integrated a webcam with the router, so you can expect much better footage going forward. After the router had finished, I used a jigsaw to remove the excess material. I then did some editing of the wedding photo before laser engraving it into the frame. I mostly just adjusted the brightness and contrast and turned it into a stipple image. Since you don't have colors to work with, you need to have fairly simple images for this to turn out well. I then came back in and engraved the wedding date. With the engraving complete, I covered it with tape for protection while I finished the frame. I picked up a 1/2-inch flush trim bit to finish this off, and here you can really see a demonstration of how much tougher the end grain is versus the sides. I used a roundover bit on the backside to help remove some of the excess material. I applied some stain to help accentuate the detail in the frame and lightly sanded off some of the overburn from the laser. I added some additional stain to complete the vintage look before finishing the entire thing with a few coats of polycrylic. In the end, I think it turned out great. Some of the detail was washed out, but I learned a ton, and I am excited to continue experimenting with 3D scan data going forward. Stay tuned for the next episode.